And Journal of the Scots is live. Back again, watching NFL in my Packers gear. I'm ready for tonight. Let's go. And I won't be, I promise not to be too loud. My son is gonna kill me if I'm too loud. So we will speak softly. So anybody joining, welcome. Thank you so much. I am Scott from Journal of the Scots is just the name of the channel. Kind of a Star Wars reference if you don't know. But thank you so much for joining. Today on this Saturday, divisional playoff weekend. Let's go. I guess you could say in this game I don't really care who wins, although I'm a little partial to the Bengals being I was born in Cincinnati and grew up in Green Bay. And so a little bit about myself. There you go. For those on the replay. There we go. So let me post a comment. Thanks for joining. Let's do some sorting and it's Andy. Woohoo! Andy, what's going on? Doing some building today, hopefully. Let me post here so I can kind of double see the chat. Boom. I'm actually just gonna do some sorting today because I have two sorting bins that I do right here, one right here. Yeah, I use this, and then they're now full. I also have to continue to break down, which has a lot of great brick, the Parisian restaurant. So we'll see here. Kind of dump this out. Here's a spent sticker sheet. This is from the Mandalorian Starship, which I just did the review. So for those jumping into the replay or on chat currently, so Andy, this is kind of an FYI for you. Microfighter Monday. I'm really kind of going to be rebooting that season pretty quick here. It's going to be changed up a little bit. I think I'm going to make it kind of like a show format, where it's also a short, and then I'm going to be doing some shorts, so I'll be taping that I think tomorrow, and then Microfighter Monday, the show itself will continue. I'll keep doing Microfighter Monday. Tuesdays are going to be set review day. I'm always going to post some sort of a set, either Star Wars or non-Star Wars. Wednesday is kind of a toss-up day. It's always like either dots, creator, hauls, all my haul videos on Wednesdays. Thursday, I'm going to try to keep doing the Mos Eisley Cantina updates. Friday is always my Journal of the Scots book club, as Tennessee is on fourth down. And then, so a lot of really cool ones. I just dropped Dungeons and Dragons. I have another fun one next week. Yes, more Microfighter Monday. I need to continue to figure out a way to kind of take that to another level. It's been pretty good. It really got better as the year went on, I think. But I feel like 2022, it's time to like take it to another level and keep pushing Microfighter Monday. So anybody who wants to join in, do videos. I think the more people that are doing videos on Microfighters just in general, Lego Mic, and using the hashtag Lego Microfighter, on Instagram, using it within YouTube, the more it's going to get noticed. Right now, it's not really getting much traction, although a lot of people are posting around the Mandalorian Microfighter. I think that was kind of a weak attempt. I almost feel like they completed it last year. I think that was the set that they waited till this year just to kind of release. And they were probably waiting for those ugly stud shooters to be finalized. I'd be willing to bet because the thing just, it's pretty bad. And then I'm trying to think of content for we on the weekends to have. I have some shorts and I have some other things, and I've been wanting forever to do like a full journal, like the Journal of the Scots journal. a series which I haven't been able to get off the ground. I have some outlines, but I haven't really completed. At some point in 2022, that's the plan. So then, of course, most likely Cantina needs to get. I need to kick that into gear. So I'm hoping to maybe take a day off here sometime in January and really kind of get that back going again. So with that, let's do some sorting. Enough of the news, house cleaning here. So in this, I have one set from Halloween, and then a lot of it's the advent calendars that I've got to kind of break down. I took the figures out. All right. Oh, the only thing is it's just a lot of little parts. Yeah, exactly. More video, more better. Just keep recording and sharing it. So that is for sure. I think I'd like to be more consistent with streaming. It's just really hard to figure out a time. Right now, pretty much every evening is like booked up. It's either work. I've been playing pickleball 2 nights a week. Other than that, yeah, just been staying in and working. All right. Okay, listen, trying to get off. So my son's in here. He's playing Sims 4 right now, and let's see. There we go. These little micro builds. It'd be interesting if somebody built like a micro city. Like it feels like that would be a good category to do. Let's see. Put those right in here. So this is where the acromill comes into play. I'm already gonna fill this up. Either need to find things to build, or I'm gonna be full. So actually, you know what I should do? I should post to Instagram that I'm live. Let me do that. Let's see. We'll make an Insta post. Here we go. Post camera. Next. Sorting this mess and on the YouTube. We're watching some NFL. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, it's a Romero Bruno is the artist. So when my wife and I before kids we used to collect art. So I think we got this one on a cruise, pretty sure. So it's our cruise art collection. We've got a couple different types. This one is the I don't think it's the engagement one. There's one where it's like there's a couple and a dog. We've got that one. We've got like 3 or 4 of them. Go. But thanks, Andy. I'd like to. I love it there, but at the same time, I kind of want to put Lego stuff there. I do need to hang this though. The official. You got to get that hung. I want to put it. I should put it either right there or right over there. I'm wondering if it's actually easier to see it like right here, but I don't know. We'll see. I have to get that hung. The only thing about putting more and more parts in the collection is I'm going to run out of space. I don't know, Andy. We just need to keep getting more storage. What can we do? It's a little micro boat. These micro parts just have tons of little tiny parts. Andy, did you see that the advent calendar from I don't know if it's going to be the only Marvel advent calendar, but it's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's they are increasing the price to $45. So so I thought that was is interesting. Yeah. Hmm. Maybe right here. I don't know if I'll always have this angle, although I kind of like I really can't be showing the TV technically because it's copyright. So I don't think like anybody would catch a portion of it like this, but like you really can't have the TV going on. All right. Yeah, it's starting. I think some of the leaking websites are starting to post about it. So it's supposedly based on the holiday special of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Depending on the characters, it might be a good one to get. Um, Andy, are you a Guardians of the Galaxy fan or Marvel in general? Let's see. Not a fan of these little TIE fighters from the Advent calendar. Kind of wish they would get rid of some of these micro builds that are being redone over and over and over. Kind of drive me a little crazy. I mean, I know technically the TIE fighter was in Mandalorian, but pretty weak. Pretty weak. Pretty weak inclusion. Uh-oh. And have you seen these? This is like a special brick separator, or it's more of a tile separator. It's kind of interesting. Works really well on tiles. Hey, Walter. Hello. Hope all is well and you're having a great weekend. So it'd be Saturday night, late night for you. Yeah, Saturday Night Live tonight, buddy. I'm gonna be watching the Packer game though. Packer game will probably end right before Saturday Night Live. Oh, those are hard parts to get out. Jeez. Yeah, this came. Next week you'll have to check out my video on the subject. Actually, what I should do is do a short on spic separators and this key. I've never seen it before. Oh, well, that's awesome. Happy birthday to Mariana. Hopefully lots of great building for birthday. Um, Literally for this key, when you go to tiles, they just pop right up. So if I'll showcase it. Hopefully it works. Look at that. Pops right up. Full live demonstration. Let's see here. Just like that. And then you literally just, well, now I can't do it because I have a bad angle, but just like that, pops right off. So this actually works for tiles. So when you're doing the like dots and you have like a lot of those tiles and they're flat, sometimes, I mean, you can use your fingers pretty good on the tiles because they have the ridge. But with this, it's like butter. It's like boom, boom, boom. You just kind of boom, 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 and you can like pop right through it. So it's a pretty cool tool. So all the little cool stuff you learn as you go. Oh, oh, didn't stream today. Yeah, I participated in a couple streams today actually. I was in Cy O'Connor had a really good stream. Uh, yeah, we've been kind of hiding out. How's the game going? Oh, commercial. Oh yeah. But well, Griffin, you need to help me out, otherwise I won't get sponsors. Nobody wants to watch me build. Yeah, they do. Your video is the most popular. My son's talking to me right now. You can't hear it because I'm on a headset. Great. Oh, see, I don't do Roblox. Actually, it's really funny. So my son's talking to me. You guys can't hear it, but he's like, I need a sponsor. And I'm like, I know, I keep asking him to help me and he won't do it. Said the only way to get a audience is for him to, people don't want to see me sorting and building. They want to see kids sorting and building. That's why Brickitect is so popular. Yeah. He'll be the next Clark. Clark Man. Griffin, do you know who Clark Man is? Clark Man builds with his dad and he's a good boy. And now they're YouTube famous just by building with his dad. Yeah. Griffin, Andy says that you should stream Sims 4. You'd be famous. He watches all the famous YouTubers on for Sims 4. Like he'll sit there as if he's not playing Sims 4, he's watching them stream. He watches I don't know if you guys know like Ali A, and then there's is it Claire? What's her handle? What's her YouTube channel? Claire Siobhan. And I think they've been engaged for like 2 years because of the COVID. They're in Australia, so I don't think they can do anything. Um, yeah, I mean, my plan isn't really to be YouTube famous. I just really enjoy this. And actually, the more I get into it, the more I want to do it. So it's kind of scary. I would love to get into streaming gaming. Yeah, I've been playing. So, the one way I've been bonding with the kids is playing mobile apps. So they've got me into Stumble Guys, which is similar to Fall Guys. It's kind of a low, I don't know. It's a decent, it's just really fun. It's pretty good competition. Um, and let's see, where's my guns? I know I created one that was all guns. Um, this Scorpion from the Mandalorian Advent Calendar was pretty cool. I liked it. So we're playing right now. We're kind of so like PC games, Andy, you mean? I used to. So I used to be a gamer, kind of. I mean, I grew up on Atari and Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64. After N64, I kind of faded, I would say. Just just adulting versus like gaming. Yeah. And then I really got serious into mhm. Uh that's the hard part. My laptop was bad, so that's why I stopped streaming. Because you do need a good PC or just even get like an Amazon, one of those like B links for like $300-400, which I know isn't like I know it's not easy to just drop $300 or $400 on anything. But if you get like a decent graphics card or whatever, um, helps a little bit. And then so my gaming history, so then I went from like more console and then I switched to PC because I got a decent PC with a good graphics card and I started gaming. I was playing I never got into World of Warcraft, but I got into Star Wars Galaxies. So I'm dating myself for a lot of people. They probably don't know what that is. But Star Wars Galaxies was probably the best game ever made until they ruined it. um so the but basically it was a Star Wars simulation. You could actually play like you couldn't play a Jedi. That was the whole point of the game was to like unlock the ability to be a Jedi. So it was pretty fun. But you could be like combat medics, you could be, like a dueler, you could be a bounty hunter, you could be all these different things. It was just the greatest game. And so then when that game died, I moved to Guild Wars Online, which I'm hearing is still going. What was nice about Guild Wars was that you didn't have to pay a monthly fee. They just upgraded the game periodically. So like every 6 months or every year, there'd be like a new game drop, and it would cost you like $30 to $50, which I think is reasonable. Like if you're gonna create like a whole new world and like expansion, then you should charge $30 to $40. I wouldn't mind paying for it. It's like Star Wars Galaxies was like $10 a month, so like you really had to be into it. And that really wasn't bad. I mean, it was a good game for $10 a month. Um, so, oh, looks like we're getting bot attacked. They're on to me. They're like, NFL sort. Let's get a Russian bot in here. It's not a stream until you get a bot in your chat. Wonder I haven't blocked anybody before. There. One block. I've never had to do that before. I probably should just let it sit in the chat though. Unless they started spamming. Let's see. Man, I'm gonna run out of space in my but like I was saying around gaming, so currently, so I played Fortnite for a little while. I really didn't play many games, just some here and there periodically. Um, then I got into Fortnite, so my daughter was starting to get into gaming. So then she started to, I wanted to kind of test things out, with her. So then I started playing Fortnite and I got addicted to Fortnite, but I played on my iPhone, which was perfect. And that was a lot of fun. And what I really liked is that you paid $5 and you could pretty much, as long as you played, you could unlock the seasons and just keep playing for free basically. So I thought that was really neat. So both of us kept that going for a long time, but then it got kicked out of a iPhone. So then that ruined that, and so I pretty much stopped. And then I really stopped gaming overall is kind of my thing. But then now my kids have gotten me into. We play Stumble Guy, and then I play Brawl Stars. I should put my Brawl Stars tag if anybody wants to team up with me. Check that game out. It's a lot of fun. It's free too, and it's really you battle other players, and you unlock characters as you go, and it's just a lot of fun. And what's nice is that you can team up with others up to 3 people, and then you form teams, and you can go fight in an arena and brawl basically. What I really like about it is that you don't really have to pay for it, although it's nice, and you can probably gain a lot of advantages for paying. But I don't feel like it's unfair for those who are not paying because there's a little. I think as long as you kind of work your skill and there's some ways to do things, but the fun part is that it's constantly changing. Like they always change the maps like nonstop, so it's not like you can just like memorize the maps. I mean, you get used to them, but and then there's new events like literally every other day. It's very fast paced. But yet at the same time, what I always hate about a lot of online games, especially ones that you have to pay for, is that you feel like you have to grind and pay. You're paying money and you're also grinding. It's like a second job. Like a lot of mobile games, like the Rise of Kingdoms and like Clash of Clans and all these games that you kind of have to grind on. Um, Oops, I don't know why I just did that. We got a gaffy stick. We'll keep that as a weapon. No need to sort that out. So that's kind of my gaming. So right now it's Stumble Guy, Brawl Stars. I'm actually in Brawl Stars. Let's see, what am I? Check my handle if anybody. Oh, I should maybe I should do a video on Brawl Stars. Oh, so I'm JOTS, and then I have like a line, and then Scott is what I put in there. So it's Jots Scott. So I'll have to put my number if anybody wants to join. I actually have like um, my daughter created a team called the Bagel Brawlers, which is really funny. So we made it public. So you can actually, it's really cool how the game is set up because you can, there's like competitions, then there's club level, and then there's, you can team up on the side. So there's tons of things you can do, and you really only need to play maybe like 20-30 minutes a day to kind of do what you need to keep progressing throughout the game. As long as you play, you're good to go. So let's see here. Here we go. We got some weapons. This is, I'm breaking down a weapons rack. So there you have it. The video games. I would love to play more gaming, but I just, that's the, video gaming is like, I remember, was it this summer, I think? Something like, that's the problem. If you ever see like a big gap with me not posting videos, it's probably because I played video games too late and then didn't have time and wasn't motivated. That is the number one problem with video games, is that it just destroys your motivation to do anything else. So, for you gamers out there, be careful, stay motivated, because that's the one thing with gaming. Some kids don't even get dressed. They just game all day long. I don't know anybody who does that. Right, Griffin? Is there anybody who games so much where they don't get dressed for the day? Yeah. That's why, Andy, like anything anything that really, like, where you can't just play for like 20-30 minutes, don't get into it, because you literally will just sucked in and you can't get out. But I will say it is useful. It is kind of like a good way to relax and stuff like that. All right, so we are 6-0. Titans are threatening though. But yeah, you got to be careful with video games. So I would say it probably stunted my career at work way back, because I've been at the same company for 21 years. Um, and early in my career, literally would come in. I mean, but I was single too, so I'd just come in. I would work super hard, put in like 10 hours or whatever. You go home and you eat and you just log in, and I'd play till like 2 and 3 in the morning. But then you show up to work tired. I could do my work tired, but then again, it just makes for your day to be miserable though. And all you're thinking about is the video game you're gonna play that night. So you're literally working to go home, which is kind of good, but also kind of bad. So it's a double-edged sword, video games. But I would say if anybody has kind of like a, if maybe their career isn't fun or whatever, and then video games can be like really, really something to look forward to. They're just so much fun. The crazy part was when I was playing Star Wars online, no joke, like Star Wars. So there was a whole economy involved, like mining and crafting and all that stuff, and it felt like a second job. I would come home and I would work like really hard. Like you're trying to be as efficient as possible, and because then you could make money and you'd sell your goods, or you would sell your minerals. So you could be a miner, and you would set up all these like mining colonies, and you actually had to watch for the resource patterns, because periodically, like once a week, the server would update, and then like where the best quality minerals, it would change. And there was like, because there would be like 40% quality, 60% quality, and up to like 99%, 99%. And if you were able to get a whole bunch of 99% quality mineral, then your crafting, like your weapons and stuff, would turn out like a weaponsmith could build a better blaster. So you need a really good weaponsmith, and then you needed a good miner, and they all work together. So you form guilds and you kind of work together with, yeah, it really was a second job. So literally I'd come home and I'd have to like check on my mines, check out, you'd have to like test for quality. It was like insane. And then periodically there were events on the server where people would start fighting each other. But you had to know people to get the best weapons. And then the great part about Star Wars Galaxies, this is like outside of trying to become a Jedi, the biggest thing to do in the game was to go and defeat a Krat Dragon. I mean, there were all these really fun missions. You could go to Dathomir, you could go to Tatooine, Dantooine. They had all these different cities. Coruscant was actually the main city that people could kind of come into. You could go to Naboo, all this stuff. um, but outside of the missions, which some of them got really hard, there was you could go and you could defeat the Night Sisters, and then there's also a section on Tatooine where you could go and you'd have to beat a Krat Dragon, and if you beat the Krat Dragon, sometimes they would release holocrons, and holocrons would help you. Supposedly, you needed a holocron to unlock the Jedi Knight. So people were like hunting Krat Dragons and doing all this stuff. It was pretty fun. It was an intense game. I spent way too much time playing it. I think there was, after it shut down in like 2009 or 2008 or something like that, I think there was a group of developers that created like a simulator because they loved it so much. I don't know how good it was, but so yeah. That game almost prevented me from ever having kids. I spent that much time playing that game. Kind of insane. So the part of it is video games or even building Lego a better investment of time. I mean, you could just argue like there's just ways to relax and have fun and enjoy, so they're not bad. Oh, my dog's down here. Should I grab him and show him off? Show off the old man. There are so many of these little parts. Oh my goodness. All right. No, probably just to let everybody know, I'll probably stream till about 5-ish. It's probably the plan because we'll be doing dinner. I don't think I'm gonna stream tonight for the actual game. It would be fun to do a live reaction, but I think I've got too much going on tonight. My 1 by bin is getting pretty serious. All right, I'll get him. Here's the 1 by bin. It's getting kind of insane. I've got to figure out a way to sort those. All right, I'll get them. Show them off before I let them out. All right, here we go. Here comes the old man, live on camera. There he is. What's up, buddy? You gonna say hi? Say hi, buddy. All right, I'm gonna let him outside. This is the old man. Oh boy, it's getting busy in here. All right. Now it's a full house in here. Full house of gamers in here. Really? Thanks. Hey, Walter. Yeah, the microfighter collection's going pretty good. I haven't gotten the new Mandalorian yet. I'm kind of waiting for that one. I'm not like super excited about it, to be honest. Otherwise, I have every microfighter. Now I have to start building mocks. It's the only way to add microfighters to my collection. But yeah, thanks, Andy. Yeah, he's a cute guy. The family's out talking about getting another dog. I told them to all get jobs. Yeah, I think it would stay in my back. Well, as soon as if I bought the yeah, yeah, let her build it. I if I got it, I'd probably open it and review it. Maybe that'll be my season starter. I do need to go get it. Just to get it. I shouldn't wait too much longer. I think that one's going to be on sale at a discount at some point. It can't be selling very well. Although there's probably a decent amount of kids that are getting it for the Mandalorian figure, because if you can't get one of the bigger ships, although the Mandalorian's been in a million sets, in the armor is probably the best way to get them. Although the Trouble on Tatooine's a great set, and that one was like 20 some dollars at like Costco at one point. So there's ways to get these sets for pretty for reasonable, I should say. But for me, the microfighter just doesn't. Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, I really badly want that Ahsoka briquettes. I was actually thinking about that. Like, which should I get, the duel on Mandalore or the Ahsoka brickhead, or the Mandalorian microfighter? Bad Batch shuttle I've got to get. Yeah, it's great. It's a great speeder. That set is great. I That's one of the, if you think about the armor and Trouble on Tatooine, if they can keep doing sets like that, I mean, great great figures, great vehicles, a tent, like that whole camp. I almost feel like I should get like 6 of those sets and build like a whole encampment, or maybe just buy like the parts in Bricklink. I feel like building like a whole Tuscan settlement would be really cool. Let's see. Oh, it's 6-6. Dang, I missed it. The Bengals must have screwed up. Oh, more. These are good to get. I wonder if these might be good for the Sarlacc pit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good set too. And that the Scorpion crossbow is another good feature of that set. There's really nothing bad about that. I mean, getting Tuscan Raiders and stuff like that. I saw somebody posted online. I didn't even know this was a set, like a really rare set. There was a Tuscan, like a Tatooine Tuscan set where it was like somebody on a speeder bike and then there were like two different Tuscans and they were like not the current mold. It was like an old one where it was just a print. Pretty insane stuff. But yeah, I'd love to build my Tuscan army. I think I've got 7 right now. I might have one more. That's my Tuscan army, so 7. Be nice to get a few more. I mean, I feel like now with Book of Boba, yeah, exactly, Walter. Never have enough Tuscan Raiders. Um, I'm sure there's going to be more Tuscan Raider sets. They have to do like the perfect set would be like instead of a Trouble on Tatooine set, basically you could almost repeat the build, that same camp, and then just put like the non Mandal armored version of Boba Fett in there, put him in his like Tuscan outfit with some Tuscans. You don't even know it's Book of Boba. My kids don't watch Book of Boba. Yeah, Tuscan Raiders, buddy. They're key. They're like the Furman of Dune. They're indigenous and they're super important. So it's like, well, that's cool because we'll get different colors. So, well, I won't give anything away on the series. I think the reason that people are kind of upset so far with Book of Boba is that it's really kind of changed the game a little bit for all of Star Wars. Um, there's some really wild theories of things that could happen. There's only 3 more episodes left, and if they're going to take the series to mind-blowing level, they need to really take it to mind-blowing level pretty quick. Because while they've been dropping bombs almost every episode, but they're all like Easter egg bombs, not like, wow, what did I just see kind of stuff, you know? Like I still have questions, like is he going to use the Bryn Mawr monks to his advantage? It feels like Boba Fett's trying to figure things out, and they're kind of doing a lot of flashbacks and kind of like staying in character. So it just should be interesting to see how it goes. But so it's good right now. Like I really like it. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I think people were expecting Boba Fett to just put on his armor and start just murdering people. And then instead of that, we're getting The Sopranos, right? Where it's like him sitting with a therapist every week. But remember, everybody thought Sopranos was amazing. I tried watching Sopranos and I was like, wow, this is really slow moving. Like it was like, whoa, he's just sitting there with his therapist talking about stuff. Oh shoot, just drop stuff. Um, so I feel like Book of Boba is kind of in the same boat where it's kind of there are mind-blowing things and they're teasing. They're doing a lot of teasing. That's the problem. It's like it was just a beautiful thing. I don't and Mandalorian's been out for too long, so if you haven't watched Mandalorian, then too bad. But like I felt like at the end of every season for Mandalorian, like it was a bomb dropper. Like when Moff Gideon cuts through the TIE fighter and shows up with the dark saber, you're like, oh, because for anybody who watched the Clone Wars as a TV series was like the dark saber, it's outside of Jedi and Sith is kind of like the one weapon, everybody reveres across the galaxy pretty much, right? It's like the most important thing. And so for that to just show up, it was like, holy cow. First of all, how did he get that? And that was super cool that he just cut through his TIE fighter to kind of like get out of there for it. So, anyway, I just thought it was also a comedy that the Jawas were coming to kind of like salvage for parts, and then he comes out like that. They're like running away really quick. So, yeah, totally. He's been building. Yeah, I thought I thought what where the show really got good was when he was having his flashbacks of, being saved as a child by the Mandalorians. I thought that was awesome scene with let's see what style with these style of Mandalorians right here. These guys, these guys came and saved him. So that was really fun to see. Uh-oh, what just happened? Tennessee stopping him. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, and I love the clones, but to me the clones are limiting. Like it's just one storyline. And it was really cool. They're very impressive, very colorful, really fun. But frankly, I kind of think I like Mandalorians better than the Clone Wars. What you doing, buddy? Just don't bump it. My son's behind here making faces, trying to be funny. He's quite the theater major. Yeah. I mean, I kind of like how they did this the Sarlacc. I mean, you knew it was coming. They had to show how he survived. Is he going outside again? No, the dog's barking. You knew they had to show how he survived. That was just a given. It was just a matter of how. Can't give anything else away. People are just gonna have to watch it. So I don't know. There's a decent amount of action. Is yeah. It just we haven't seen. Well, I thought at the very end of the Mandalorian season, that was season 2, right? um. Yeah. I mean, I'm hearing. I mean, if you think about all the crossover, I mean, there's a couple things that I feel like have to happen. Number one, you know, if this is the shady underground, and actually George Lucas has forever wanted to actually do more, dive into the underground, because if you think about it, how there's a lot of parallels to how the world works, right? There's a shady underground, the black market, and all that kind of stuff is a really big deal, right? And I think that was the story he wanted to tell. They they tried to do a little bit with Solo, but unfortunately they had some issues with production. It didn't really go where they wanted to, so they couldn't. it kind of flopped, whatever you want to call it. I still think it was a decent movie. Not the best, but it was still a decent movie. But um, they're going to explore like that espionage and some of the rebellion with like Cassian, and I feel like Crimson Dawn is going to show up. I feel like Crimson Dawn is because if we remember right, I'm pretty sure Darth Maul was behind the Shadow Collective, which was like Pike's. I don't know who else was in it, but then they there should be multiple factions, and so I'm assuming that Kira is going to show up at some point. The word on the street is in a foreshadowed. Oh, I can't really give anything away, but for those who watched, there's stuff all over the news around Black um, Kirsan being in the show, right? So if you think of that, and who does he hate? The Wookiees and Transoceans have been at war forever, and I feel like there's all these side plots that are all going to merge in the final episode. I really feel like they're going to reveal what's happening at the end of this episode number 7. It's going to be the Shadow Collective versus the Mandalorians again, right? Because Maul was really instrumental in ruining Mandalore. So if you think about this whole thing could be kind of like the Book of Boba is really all about Mandalorian. So it's kind of like a subplot within the Mandalorian. Is kind of how I'm seeing it. So it makes total sense that they did a spin-off show. And they kind of faked you out with that this is all about Boba Fett. Well, he has a really cool story, so they've started with his story about how he's survived the events of Return of the Jedi. But past that, what is his story all about? And at some point he's got to die, right? Otherwise he would show up. Well, although he could have just gotten old and died from Force Awakens. Like, how does this all play out into Force Awakens, right? So this is actually 25 years approximately before Force Awakens starts. So could we get baby Kylo Ren? Could we get some of these things, by the end of the series? We're starting to get to like 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Like, what as this progresses now, could we start seeing some of the young, you know, sequel trilogy, and could they use this to fix the plot holes in the sequel trilogy? Could be really interesting. Could we see stuff like Babu Freak come back and select characters, or could we get like early Poe Dameron? Could we get um who is that? Oh shoot, who's that girl? Zori Bliss. Could we get Zori Bliss? Could we get like a young Poe Dameron? They don't have to actually tell that story, but they could set that story up, right? Um, and there's so many like little cross sections that they could kind of kick off at some point. Because and then like what's going on? I mean, Han Solo and Chewbacca after Return of the Jedi are doing something. Like, oh, and what could happen to Lando Calrissian? So many people that they could kind of. What about Kanata? There's tons of things that could kind of come into play and surprise us, right? There's so much, so deep, so many stories to come back. And the word on the street is too. So Darth Maul, yeah. I think fans are okay with surprises now. I feel like as long as it's quality and isn't like bad, right? I think the problem is that the sequel trilogy is just it's just, it was so disconnected from what fans wanted. I think it's okay to like do something different, but it was super disconnected. And while I liked aspects of it, I thought like there were like Force Awakens really kind of was great. Last Jedi had some really good qualities too. I think that's the problem is that a lot of fans you just can't put your finger on it, you know, on like why it kind of triggered everybody, but it kind of did. So, but who knows? Maybe I kind of feel like Filoni's going to bring it back positively. I think he cut his teeth on what was the show Resistance. So in theory, he could kind of yeah, no worries. Sounds good. Take it easy, Walter. It's great seeing you. Get some sleep. I may stream tomorrow. Who knows? I may not have time. Maybe I'll do it in the morning. We'll see. Hey, don't touch my stuff, buddy. Please, buddy. All right. Later. Thanks for stopping by. Boy, I'm going on and on about the what I think's gonna happen. Oh, so where I was going before I got interrupted and forgot my train of thought was that remember Darth Maul created his own shadow collective, the whole 9 yards, his whole underground. Kira was his kind of new apprentice. Um, but she wasn't really Sith. She was just kind of like one of her assassins, really, or his assassins, and kind of like almost a slave. So I I'm of the belief, and I agree. So if you look at what's like Star Wars theories talking about, and this is where it could get super cool because again, it's all about what are we going to get in live action that we haven't seen before. I have a suspicion that there's a Sith behind what's happening with the Shadow Collective, so that Darth Maul apparently was working on another apprentice, like for himself, and so that was supposedly, according to the comics, that was supposed to be Darth Talon, if I remember right, is what I'm hearing. That's what theory describes. So he thinks that Darth Talon could show up, maybe even do a cameo, and just get everybody excited about season two. So I think what's going to happen is we'll kind of see what's happening. There'll be probably some really big fights in like episode 6 and 7, but then we might get some cameos to get ourselves like whet our appetites about what's happening. That's what I'm thinking. So could get really, really interesting. Oh wow, the Bengals are up 9-6. It's become a good game. Yeah, although they've been letting Lucas back in. So Filoni, and I think that's why Filoni has been getting a lot more. He's been getting promoted. To me, it feels like they're going more of the back to the George Lucas direction. The sequels were not in his direction, like at all. There's elements of it. Um, so, and I'm still of the theory. There's a couple things at play here. Was that I think the ultimate like bomb drop in the entire universe, because if you think about like Star Wars, like what was the greatest moment in Star Wars? It was like when Luke found out Darth Vader was his father. That was such a huge reveal. I still feel like Dave Filoni could make Disney Plus history by dropping out that the Luke Skywalker that came to save Grogu is not actually Luke Skywalker. and it or if it is him, he still hasn't fought himself. And if you remember in Empire Strikes Back, when he was completing his training, he had to face himself, which is the ultimate challenge, is facing your fears. And remember, the Emperor is on this cloning mission in the Mandalorian. I think Mandalorian season 3 is going to be about Luke facing himself, and it may be the only way he survives is Baby Grogu. Yeah, Baby Yoda. Or it's not Baby Grogu. It's Grogu or Baby Yoda saves him. And the word on the street is that, at least I don't know if in the comics, my son's like, "You're just going on and on and on." Yeah, I am going on and on and on. Ooh, wow, an E-Web snow thrower. um, the is that part we haven't really found out why Luke was so scared and was hiding. Yeah, I'm not building sets today, buddy, but that's one I want to build with you. Okay. Um, is that why was Luke so afraid and so desolate and hiding, kind of like Yoda was? And even in a theory, like, well, we know there was Order 66, but like, why was Yoda hiding too? Couldn't like a bunch of Jedi just get together and protect themselves from the clone army? And the clone army was kind of not really all that powerful as the years went on. I don't know. I guess they could keep cloning and cloning and cloning, but they were running out of cloning material. So at some point, the Jedi could have beaten the clones, um, or just kind of waited it out, or captured them and then pulled the chips out and get them to join their side. Which I think there was the clone uprising, which they haven't really talked about, although they've touched I think that's where the Bad Batch is really going to get into. It's going to get into the clone uprising, which is really interesting. Be really cool to see. But I think there's questions to be answered around why is Luke in such hiding, and he was like super hiding himself and make it like near impossible to find him. And part of it was because I think he was scared based on some of the cloning and some of the things that were happening and what happened with Grogu and all that stuff like all comes to a head at some point. And the Jedi have to hide themselves because of the existence of Palpatine in the shadows. So a lot of interesting stuff. We'll see how Filoni plays it out, but there's really a lot brewing that we don't know. One thing's for sure, the Pikes are gearing up. I really think, I mean, in terms of bringing it back to Lego, there is so much material to build Lego battle packs. You could have the night the wind knights or whatever, those assassins, that group that came after. It'd be great to get a few of those. It'd be great to get some pikes. There's going to be um, Clatoonians. I didn't. It was really cool to see how there's like Clatoonians. There's Transoceans that own the center of the city, and like all the different factions and all that kind of stuff. I would love. I mean, maybe they're just setting it up for a Book of Boba CMF. It would just be amazing. I would just buy a ton of them. So much for me to buy. Yeah, I agree, but then The problem is the clones were an overwhelming number, and if they're all in one spot, they're also vulnerable because they could get surrounded, right, and not be able to escape. So by spreading them out, it kind of spread the clones out as well. So it's kind of like they didn't kind of need to go into hiding, but they definitely overplayed their hand, and or Darth Vader ruined everything. Good old Anakin, little Annie. But I would I'm holding out hope that the Book of Boba is going to close on just like a mind-blowing, super mind-blowing ending. I think for the final episode, I may have to stream it. I should take the next half day off and just stream live reaction to it. Because you think about it, they like with the arrival of Luke and um, that was such a mind-blowing movement. If you think about it, they kept that so under wraps, and it feels like they've been working towards keeping so much under wraps for this movie. Because supposedly Emilia Clarke, there's no word of whether she actually was involved in any of the Star Wars, but we all know she was. She had to have been. So a lot of people think that they taped her part in secret. Yeah, Qui-Gon. He's the only one who saw all this coming. Did you see Star Wars theory that Qui-Gon actually saw that he had to sacrifice himself to um to carry the prophecy forward? He actually knew he was going to die. He go he thought there's only one of two things: either he was really tired and was regenerating himself when he was kneeling, or he was, because he had the power to see in the future, and he knew he was going to die, so he needed to be a force ghost in the future. So pretty wild stuff. I'm surprised that Qui-Gon make an appearance in Rebels? I thought maybe he did as a force ghost, but I don't think we've seen the last of Qui-Gon Jinn, to be honest. I think he will definitely show up in some fashion. I don't know what, but I can feel it. Boy, I've almost got this stuff all sorted out. Yeah, I don't know. Not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me on that. But Star Wars Theory did a theory about, because when the energy shields came down and he was kneeling, he was meditating, and a lot of times they can kind of foresee the future and they can anticipate what's going to happen. That's why Jedi are so powerful. And he saw that his death in the future. Or the other theory was that he was just regenerating, clearing his mind so he could fight better, but it obviously didn't work. Wow, these little micro builds. Like, look how much time it's taking me, like an hour to sort this, and I'm like going hardcore. Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to remember. I thought when he was trans this is really controversial in Star Wars, is having that time. They had a time continuum almost like Marvel, right? That's really controversial. They could really do some screwed up stuff in Star Wars if they really wanted to. Like they could like unlock a portal to the Old Republic or something goofy. You know what all the fans really want? All we want is Darth Revan. That's it. Bring Darth Revan back. If we could get in live action Darth Bane, Darth Revan, Darth Talon, and maybe a handful of others, let's go. That would be that would make fans' day in live action. That's what we want. Especially Darth Revan, because you know who is going to play that? Keanu Reeves. It's Darth Revan all day long. I'd be shocked if they haven't already started like prepping for it. He probably has a script and he's probably memorizing it as we speak. So yeah, so things are really looking up in the Star Wars world. It's going to be a good few years. Yeah, I haven't played that either, Andy. I have actually on PC. I have a whole gaming thing. I probably should play some of it. It's like Battlefront and a few other games. I think it might have Knights of the Old Republic on it. It'd be fun to play those games now that we know that these micro builds are all small parts. They're all so hard to get it off each other. My fingers are going numb already. Sort life. Brickitect was sorting, but they're all big parts before, so it feels like you're getting things done. These are all like breaking down and sorting is terrible. So, all right. See some wedges. Probably go like 10 more minutes. Trying to finish this sorting right here. Christmas tree. Christmas is over. It's crazy that we're already halfway through January. We're not playing with it. We can rebuild it. My son just yelled at me. One of these days I'll get a full microphone, so I'm not always on the headset. But for now, the headset will reign. Must. I love this these dark green parts. That'd be great for trees and stuff like that later on. You get the dark green wedges. I'm really starting to amass quite the. This is my wedge bin. That's pretty wild. Uh-oh. Fumble. No, you need to stop watching Christmas movies, Andy. No, you do what you want to do, but it's time. It's time to move on. Time to move on. I started binge watching last night the Ozarks season 4. Pretty good season so far. Pretty good season. It's a good show. It's not Breaking Bad level, although it's kind of similar to Breaking Bad. So if anybody likes Breaking Bad, the Ozarks is a good show. It's different, but you get the same like kid father father son, father daughter, father husband wife dynamic, fighting with each other and doing all that stuff, and normal people, seemingly normal people who decide to take a life of crime, that kind of stuff. But ultimately, it's a good little show. Let's see. Wait, I'm really gonna have to figure something out with these. Gonna run out of space. Gonna have to build a bunch of microfighters. Up more Russian bots. Chapter 5. You mean chapter 4? Are we on number 4? Yeah, don't watch Christmas movies. Finish Mandalorian. Watch Encanto. The kids are into Encanto for sure. At least one of us. They nonstop sing that song. We don't know where Hugo is, right? What's that? Oh, Bruno. We don't know. We don't know where Bruno is. Oh, we don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. No. About Bruno. I got the Bruno. It's rolling. My son has it memorized. Still 9-6. Bengals have the ball. Yeah, chapter 4. No, there's only 3 episodes left, Andy. What are we gonna do? Ooh, this is I would say, again, there's many people who are not fans of weapon racks in the advent calendars, but this was a good one. It came with 2 really good weapons in there, so that was exciting. One of the parts I wish I had a whole bunch of are these red grill pieces. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't see Luca. What did, what did you think of Luca? No, I didn't see that one. I think I fell asleep. Oh, it's Star. Time to retire Star. Is that what you're saying? No. Put that back. I'm not doing that. We don't talk about Bruno. We can take that apart. That was from last year's Advent calendar. A calendar in his nose. Some of these goofy things. The Gronk droid. Little hat. Okay. Let's see. As my son keeps throwing me more stuff. Yeah, I'll have to watch Luca. Oh, injury on the field. Hopefully they're okay. You know, Disney's really been covering its bases because they had the jazz one, which I never really saw. I forget the name of it. Um, and then they did Luca and Encanto, and they've had Moana out for a while. So there is a lot. Oh yeah. Did they have to put extra warning about the shooting your eye out for the new stud shooters? Like before, you could hurt yourself, but it probably wasn't too bad. Now it shoots even harder. So does it take down targets easier? I do need to get all the new battle packs and all that stuff. Yeah, I want the clone battle pack in the worst way. I probably will get like two or three of those. Snow Trooper battle pack, I'll probably get one or two of each. So there's a lot to get. I think that's what people forget. Like, so I still have the Bad Batch shuttle, still have the Duel on Mandalore, still have the Ahsoka brickheads. Now we've got multiple battle packs, but I feel like I'm gonna wait till like a sale to get some of those. May the 4th, I may for May the 4th, one of my thoughts is to get just the battle pack or get the Bad Batch shuttle for May the 4th if it's available. Otherwise, I'm almost thinking, oh, nice. It would be good to like compare. It'd be fun. It'd be a good video. Here you go, Andy. Do a video. We'll both do it. We'll do comparisons. And actually, there was those targets. I broke them down that the targets that came with the advent calendar. I could kind of create like a little shooting range and knock them down. So it's not a bad idea. But so yeah, do that as a video. I'll do it as a short and then maybe do a video on it too. They're really ugly though. That's the problem. Maybe they'll incorporate them. Maybe they'll be a little bit easier to incorporate, but I really do feel they're ugly. Like the front of the Mandalorian Razor Crest is terrible looking. They shouldn't have used the new stud shooters for that one. Yeah, do like a little target range. Just make sure you have stuff so that when it goes flying and it like goes everywhere that you have a way to get it. Oh, looks like the Bengals are threatening again. Here we go. Oh, it's going to be a touchdown. Holy. Looks like the Bengals are going to make it. Wow. The Bengals, after having such bad seasons over and over and over, are looking like they are going to win. That was a big. Yeah, so now Andy, I'm like setting up your channel for you. So you've got the target practice. You could even have the space police that like practicing. Set up a space police shooting range so that they can capture the uh the Blacktron people. Then you have your book club. You need to do a book club video. What's nice about the book club video is that you can read some of the books. You just you sit down and you tape a bunch of them, and then you release them once a week. That's what I'm doing. um, and it's kind of fun because you're talking about stuff that you like, and I've been doing a lot of random stuff like kids books and Lego books and just wait, I'm gonna be getting into some Star Wars books soon. Griffin was telling me that he wants to do kids books. But then you're gonna have to join me. Are you gonna join me for one of them? Well, if he doesn't want to join me, then I can't keep doing kids' books. Yeah, take notes. Well, there is a replay, so you can always watch it. Just kidding. But yeah, so book club. Um, you always have to make fun of running out of storage because you've been buying a lot of sets. I mean, you have a ton of sets. I'm really jealous on the Home Alone set. I want that one, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it. There's just too many Star Wars sets to get. And this is a preview for next week, but I've actually decided to create not a new YouTube channel, but I have my different playlists, and I created a new playlist that's all about creator series. So creator and then the creator 3-in-1. It's a whole playlist dedicated for it. Um, I haven't gotten the majestic tiger yet, the butthole tiger, but I really badly want to get the crocodile and the tiger. You know, I already rattled off all the Star Wars sets that I want. So between that, that's like $200 or $300 in sets. And I'm always collecting old stuff too, so it's like, here we go. Slave one / fire spray. I really wonder if he's gonna call it a fire spray. You know they've got to drop that sometime. Get to the fire spray. Supposedly the fire spray as a name is just a, yeah, it's all creator. So I'm gonna announce it next week, but I already started it, so it's already there. I think there's only 4 videos in it so far. I thought I had more, but apparently I haven't done videos on everything. So there was the deep sea creatures, the wild lion, I'm still editing the fire dragon. There's the mighty dinos, and then there's the German Shepherd 3-in-1. But I'm gonna put the castle's gonna go in there at some point. Um, like I said, I want to get the crocodile, majestic tiger. I've got a couple others of creator series. So I think I've got one other in my collection. I may have to unearth and kind of rebuild it, but it's another dinosaur. I don't think it's a mighty dinosaurs, but I think it's called like, may just be plain dinosaurs. So I'll have to build that too. But we also have this one. My son wants me to build it. I want him to build it. He should be building this his set. We also have the Safari Wildlife Treehouse. Nice set. Um, so there's definitely content. So there's like I could easily do, I'd say probably 15 20 probably 15 20 videos a year on that one. So getting pinged. All right. Let's see, winding down, almost done. Almost fully sorted, 2 advent calendars, and then there's a bunch of other little things that were thrown in there, some extra parts. And now I've got to put it all away. I won't make everybody suffer through me putting stuff away. You know, this is a really cool technique. Is taking these right here, and you know the parts that have the little nozzle at the end. It's probably really hard to see, and putting that right in there, and it creates an anti-stud. That's a pretty neat little deal. There's so many cool things you can do with the bricks. So fun. I had a ton of fun doing the dots video, so I released that today. Yep. Later, Andy. Get that thing. Get that castle 3-1. So, yep, I'm probably going to end the stream. So, thank you so much, Andy, for joining. Thanks, Walter or Mariana's Bricks. Everybody watching the replay, go follow Slippery Bricks. He does a great vlog week to week. And he's going to be doing a book club. He doesn't even know, but he's going to do his own Slippery Bricks book club before you know it. Um, no, maybe not. I know at least, or follow my book club, and Andy will do his commentary as usual on there. But no, thank you everybody for coming in. Let's see how this game ends. The Bengals are up 16-6. It's looking like, and I think they just picked it off or got a fumble or did something right. So watch some football, do some building, keep your collection sorted like I'm doing, and we'll catch you on the next video or stream. Later, all.